Hey guys, what is up? It is SSD Middleman here with GuidesForUsAll, and today we're going to be checking out some of the fastest ways to level up your Warframes and weapons in Warframe, starting off with what I believe to be the better methods, and then working our way down to some easier methods that maybe lower level players could do. So we're going to start off with Draco on Ceres. The gear you're going to want to have is at least one powerful weapon, and everything else can be unranked, which is what you're trying to rank up. You may want to level your Warframe up a little bit before you go to Draco, because you'll find yourself getting downed a lot if you're not constantly in cover. Draco Ceres is an interception mission. You're going to want to play public so you can have 4 people in your squad, and there are just a ton of enemies. They will be flooding out of every single door like crazy, meaning fast, continuous experience. I'd classify this as very fast experience. Some pros about the mission are the very fast experience. It's a really casual mission. You're not going to be sweating, running around all the time. Since it's such a small map, pretty much be sticking to a few locations, running around, shooting some enemies, and then going back to another side. There's always something to shoot because enemies just flood out of the gates on Draco. You can get Oricon cells as drops, which is really nice. You can also get circuits, and you get tons of mods to collect, especially since in a future update you'll be able to turn your mods into fusion cores, making this an overall great spot. Now, of course, there are some cons to this mission. Some people that you match up with might bring in completely garbage gear, meaning they're going to constantly get downed, they're not going to get any kills, and they're going to be there just to leech XP off of you, which means you will not level up anything, as Draco completely depends on every single person getting some form of a kill so that that XP leeches onto the other person. Since you'll be using your most powerful weapon, you won't be ranking up the other weapons you're not using. And you must already have a good weapon or Warframe to come to this mission, unless you have a buddy who will bring you to this mission with his good weapon or Warframe. I don't recommend coming in here with all unranked gear. You're just going to make everyone else in the party annoyed or angry, and trust me, that is not what you're looking for. Now, there is another way to run Draco with an EV Trinity build and a Radial Javelin Excalibur, but I'm not going to go too in depth on that in this video, as that would probably require a whole nother video to explain that method, so maybe in the future. Next up is high-level spy missions. The gear you're going to be wanting for this mission is a Loki with high duration and high power efficiency, and the weapons you would like to rank up. Now, you do not necessarily have to play a higher leveled spy mission, but you will see reduced XP rates the lower the level mission you go to. Now, the ones I play on are on Oceanum, Pluto, and Hapke on Ceres. Why is this method so good? Well, when you're playing through spy missions, you'll come across the data vaults that you need to hack. If you hack these successfully without getting detected, you will get 12,000 experience per hack, totaling up to 36,000 experience, plus the bonus experience you get for finishing the mission, meaning it will only take about 8 to 10 runs to max out one of your weapons, and if you're pretty quick, you can complete a spy mission in about 4 or 5 minutes. Now, the pros of running these spy missions as opposed to other missions for leveling is that you can do it all by yourself. You don't have to worry about other players and depending on their performance to level up your stuff. Of course, the fast leveling, you get a large amount of void keys for completing these missions. You get about 1 void key every time you complete the mission. It can be Tower 3 or Tower 2, and you can get some semi-valuable rare mods. Now, of course, there are cons to this. If you fail a stealthy hack, you will only get 1/3 the XP you would normally get, meaning only 4,000 experience per data vault, which is just abysmal, and you must always be paying attention while you're playing. You can't really semi-AFK this method like you could with Draco, where you're just kind of running and gunning and not really paying that much attention. You really have to pay attention while you're playing these spy missions. Next up would be Recon Pluto. Now, the gear you're going to be wanting to look at is at least one powerful weapon, such as the Tonkor or Penta. These weapons are fantastic for this mission, and a good defense frame, preferably Vauban or Frost, or you can bring in Nova to slow down the enemies, plus the weapons you are looking to level. Now, if you have a friend playing a defensive frame already, you can actually level your Warframe in this mission as well, and I will note that you level Warframes rather quickly in this mission too. So Recon Pluto is an infested excavation mission, meaning you're going to want to have your Vauban powers or Frost Snow Globe around those excavators, and you're just going to be gunning those infested down. Now, of course, it is dependent on having other players in this mission to level up your weapons. However, if you're leveling up your Warframe and you're getting most of the kills, you'll still get lots of experience. So the pros of this mission are fast experience. These infested will be pouring out of nowhere, just tons of enemies to kill. Of course, you will also get one of, if not the best rare 5 fusion core farms out of this mission. I mean, I've gotten well over 400 rare 5 fusion cores just from running Recon Pluto for a day or two. Like I said, there are tons of enemies, and you get lots of Tower 3 and Tower 4 void keys, and I mean lots. So for excavation missions, you will get 1 on the 3rd excavator, and then every 4 excavators after that will produce a void key. So you can just imagine how quickly you'll be racking up those void keys. Now, of course, there are cons to this method as well. Other players are essential for your leveling. If you get players in there that aren't killing anything, you won't be leveling anything either. You must already have some kind of powerful equipment already if you don't have a friend in there to help you level, and you must pay close attention to the excavators, as failing one of them will definitely reduce the amount of fusion cores and keys you are getting, plus the experience rates, since you will have to move to a new location to kill them. So overall, Recon Pluto is one of my favorite methods for leveling, and I definitely recommend it to anybody who's got some decently high level gear if you're looking to level as well as accumulate some fusion cores and some Tower 3 and 4 void keys. Next up is the Oricon Derelict defense mission. The gear you're going to want to be looking at is pretty much any Warframe, although I'd say one person in your squad should have Vauban. You're going to want at least one good weapon, preferably the Tonkor or the Penta, and then the weapons you are looking to level. It's also worth noting if you bring a Speed Nova in your squad, it will increase XP rates by quite a bit. Now, if there's already someone in your squad that has the Tonkor or Penta and a Vauban, you could ask to bring completely trash gear, and usually people will be fine with it, as you don't really need more than 1 or 2 people actually killing the infested in this mission, as this mission is just mind-numbingly easy. Now, some pros are that it gives you decent experience rates, and you can access this at quite low levels if other people will allow you to bring trash gear in. You can basically AFK this mission if other players are good and killing the infested already. Again, make sure to ask the squad leader if it's okay for you to bring crappy gear just for leveling. Of course, you can get Oricon cells and Neurodes, as this mission is in the Derelict, and once you reach wave 20, you will have a chance to get the Trinity Prime blueprint, the Soma Prime stock, or the Dual Commas Prime handle, which all sell for a pretty penny in platinum. Now, there are of course cons to this mission. The XP rate is significantly slower than some of these other methods I've mentioned, and of course, a squad is essential to this mission. You will not be able to gain really any significant experience by playing this mission by yourself. Of course, that's not too big of a con, as squad members are always easily found in the recruiting tab. Now, last but not least, Void Tower 1 defense. Now, the gear you're going to want to be bringing is truly anything. If you ask the guy who's hosting the mission if you can bring trash gear for leveling, most of the time they will say yes, as Tower 1 defense is one of the entry methods to leveling that most people will see. Now, I personally recommend having at least one good weapon or Warframe so you can help the squad out, since it's not always the case that one person can hold that defense points for the entire mission. But if the squad leader says it's okay for you to bring your trash gear, then it's okay. It's also worth noting that a Speed Nova will significantly increase the experience rate of this mission. Now, the pros for this mission is that you can do it at really any level, and it has decent experience, significantly lower than the other methods, but decent experience. The big selling point of this mission is that you can do it at really any level. Since this is a void mission, you will also have a chance to get argon crystals, which are essential in crafting a lot of gear in modern Warframe. And of course, since you are killing so many enemies, you will get a ton of mods, including usually about 2 or 3 rare mods per run. Now, with every method, there are some cons, and this one is no exception. The XP rate is quite a bit slower than most of the other methods, and if players aren't paying enough attention, you could fail the mission just by having too many enemies crowd around the defense object. I've had this happen on way more than just one occasion, and of course, if you get a squad leader who will not let you bring any low-leveled gear in, you won't rank anything up at all. So, those are my leveling methods in Warframe, guys. If you have any better ones, make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, yes, I do know about the Ivara stealth leveling method, but that is just too complicated for me. I've tried it several times, and it just never works out for anything other than melee weapons. So, anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating down below, and subscribe to see some more videos in the future. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook at GuidesForUsAll for updates on videos and other strange posts, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.